Cardinal sports are about to spring into action. We will show you the goals, the victories, and take you out to the course. We will also show you the hard work that goes into career milestones. Sportsnight is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro, and we hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas.
Absolutely, and have a great start to Hanukkah, at least.
Yes.
But a very exciting time. A lot of teams in holiday tournaments starting this week and going throughout the week.
Yeah, a lot of exciting times. It's a great time for for kids to bond because they're off of school. They get an opportunity to get in some holiday tournaments, spend some time around each other, and it's a lot of fun.
And we are actually going to take next week off, and we will return with Sports Night on Monday, the 9th of January. But a lot of stuff to get to tonight. The girls hockey team taking part in the Schwann Cup right now as we're sitting here taping this on Tuesday afternoon. But they wrapped up last week with a game against Mounds View on Thursday, hosting the Mustangs, and they come up just short against Mounds View, losing 2-1. Brina Del Castillo getting the lone goal. It was shorthanded and unassisted. Sammy Miller made 22 saves in the loss. The Cardinals, as I mentioned, in the Schwann Cup right now as we speak. They opened play with the quarterfinals on Monday, knowing they needed to find some more offense if they wanted to be competitive in this tough tournament. They faced a big test in the opening round. Proctor Hermantown came in ranked 7th in the state in Single A. The Mirage were riding a 7-game win streak and were scoring more than 5 goals per game during that stretch. Proctor Hermantown brought a lot of pressure in the first period, out shooting SLPCR 23-5. Then out on the board until Deli Hikis slips that soft one under the elbow of Sammy Miller, gave him a 1-0 lead. A little more of the life in the skates of the home team in the second. Brina Del Castillo got a decent shot, but Gray snaps the trapper shut. Then off the draw, the shot, Brazier slaps home the rebound. That one comes shorthanded and ties the game at 1-1. But it only lasts 23 seconds. Hoff gets loose down the wing, beats Miller back to the far side, and puts Proctor Hermantown back in front 2-1. The Mirage able to pad their lead late in the period. Kennedy Halverson, a quick shot off the draw that Miller misjudges, eludes her glove, and it's 3-1. Then the speed and persistence of Brianna Staffney. Races in deep, gets the corner. Miller makes the save on the backhand, but great determination to stop up, reach back, and poke the rebound underneath the keeper. That gave Proctor Hermantown a 3-goal lead. They pile it on in the final frame. 3 for 4 on the power play, including Hoff's pretty one up under the crossbar there. They cruise to the 6-1 win and send the St. Louis or Spring Lake Park Coon Rapids squad into the consolation bracket.
Yeah, that's why I always go SLPCR, because it just flows a little bit easier. No question about it. And you really have to be impressed with that Mirage team.
Proctor Hermantown was impressive.
No question. They had a lot of energy from the drop of the puck to the very end, to the buzzer went. And an SLPCR team, they just didn't seem to get that energy. They couldn't match it, and unfortunately, they couldn't stay in that game.
Well, they're not getting an easier time this afternoon. This is a look at the winner's side of the bracket. Centennial, a 10-2 win over Buffalo in the first round. Lakeville North beat Duluth 4-2. Obviously, Proctor Hermantown advances with that win, and they face Thief River Falls. That is like number 4 and number 5 in Single A, right? Or number 4 versus number 7 in Single A right now. Coon Rapids, Spring Lake Park will get Eastridge, which is another quality team from across the metro.
Yeah, and hopefully they can get back on the winning path and beat that squad.
Yeah, they will be back to regular season action next Tuesday when they take on White Bear Lake, and then on Saturday the 7th, they will host Roseville. Boys hockey out for all of last week, had last week off, but now facing some teams up on the Iron Range this week. They're in Eveleth. They will take on Proctor on Wednesday, Eveleth Gilbert on Thursday, Kitson Central on Friday. They return to action next week against White Bear Lake, and then against Armstrong Cooper on Thursday the 5th. And we'll have, of course, all of those updates for you next time on Sports Night.
No question about it. Continue some holiday action. The wrestling team is heading to Fargo this weekend for the annual Rumble on the Red. Last week, just one match for the Cardinals, but it was a big one. They hosted section rival St. Francis, ranked 5th in the state, with 5 individuals also ranked top 5. It shows what the Cardinals will be up against when it comes to tournament time. Wins were few and far between for the home team. St. Francis is so strong, they forfeit the first 2 matches and still start control from start to finish. Moses Madimba, one of the few Cardinals you saw there, wins with a 16-6 major decision. Cardinals lead 16-7. Then they hit the dominant part of the St. Francis lineup. The Saints get a decision at 138, a pin by 4th-ranked Teddy Pierce at 145, and a tech fall at 152 to take the lead. They would never look back. Spencer Howe able to stop the streak at 160, getting the Cardinals a 5-2 decision and keeping their narrow hopes alive. 2019 Saints with 5 matches remaining. St. Francis retakes control with another 4th-ranked wrestler. Cole Kirpak has a 6-2 lead after the first period, then gets a takedown, puts James Super straight to his back with the pin in a time of 2:24. Saints win the next 3, including another pin, so it's all over before we get to the Cardinals' only ranked wrestler. Senior captain TJ Mandyke, also 4th in the state, makes quick work of Nick Pierce. Won't make it out of the first period. Mandyke getting the slap on the mat at 144. But the Cardinals lose to the Saints by a score of 38-25.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. A team that good that just says you can have the first 12 points of the match.
No question. They were very impressive. And you know, Cardinals knew going in it's going to be a tough one. And unfortunately, they couldn't get the advantages early on that they wanted. And then they ran into those middle weights and they took control.
Yeah, and again, they're at the Rumble on the Red, another individual tournament. They will see some of the best competition in the upper Midwest at that event. They're back into conference action next Thursday when they host the Champlain Park Rebels. Gymnastics team, we did not have results from the Luau Invitational last time on Sports Night. We got those, but some kind of sad news. You'll remember they put up 125 in the season opener.
Yep.
Hannah Gross won 3 of the 4 events. Did not win floor. That's because she tweaked her ACL in her final tumbling run, and she is done for the season. Their senior captain leader. So the Luau was the first time without her, and gives an opportunity for a number of the other members on the team to step up. There you see Cassie Rushmeyer and Aaliyah Vu doing most of the leading. Rachel Detter's right behind Rushmeyer on the floor. Cardinals manage a 118.75. And before hitting their winter break, the Cardinals traveled to Park Center on Tuesday and faced a very impressive Pirates squad. But the Cardinals' focus right now has to be on improving themselves and their own scores. They don't have anyone that's going to replace Hannah's numbers, but collectively improving at least will lessen the blow to the overall team score. Cardinals coming together and ready to rally in their first conference duel without their senior captain. Aaliyah Vu continuing to step up and do her best to fill that void. Everyone working to improve their scores. Cassie Rushmeyer, the Cardinals' top finisher on vault, 8.35, but that only got her 5th place. Scores far more important than the place, though, especially against the Pirates lineup. Solid routine for Aaliyah Vu on bars. Scores a 7.2, but that lands her in 6th place. On the beam, Kalia Jones going over and back, and now follows it up with a solid dismount. Jones puts up a good number, 7.175 for that routine, but that's 6th place, and she has to share it. Cassie Rushmeyer has the exact same score, a little wobble after the one-handed walkover, then another good dismount, however. Cassie is the Cardinals' leader on the floor as well. Check out the beam team helping her with the final flourish in the background. Nice, solid tumbling run there. And then watch the team in the background. We all flourish together. It's an 8.4. Cardinals score 118.5, so nearly same score they had at the Luau. But Park Center put out a pretty impressive 141.
Yeah, they're pretty good. It was 141 is a great score, no question.
So the Cardinals do have some time off. They're going to be at the Park Center Pirates Invite on Saturday the 7th, and then at Osseo for a tri-meet with the Anoka Tornadoes on Thursday the 12th. Swimming and diving, one meet last week. They went up against Champlain Park, and they did pretty well. Maybe a little closer than a lot of people thought, but a number of first-place finishes for the Cardinals. Alex Schmidt, a junior, gets the 200 free and 100 free wins. Trong is, I think, a freshman or a sophomore on 100 fly and 100 breast. Brassel, a senior, got first place in diving. Tyler Schultze, though, just a 7th grader. And I didn't put... Oh, is Schmidt Schmidt's an 8th grader. He put up some...
Nice to see all those first-place finishes.
Correct.
No question. Strong swimming.
Swimming and diving team will host Spring Lake Park on Thursday the 5th there at the University of Minnesota for an invitational on Saturday the 7th. Nordic ski team got its first taste of conference action last week when they took part in the ABC skate race. It's a 5K event. Boys getting some help from the lower grade levels. Ricky Petroff, just an 8th grader. Jared Haida is 8th or 9th grade. Paul Breitbach, obviously a junior. But nice to see them getting some contributions from the lower levels. Coon Rapids finishes in 4th place in that event. Girls also a 4th place finish. Olivia Ellenbecker and Abby Ellenbecker finished 3rd and 5th respectively. Izzy Haberman in 18th place. Galadriel O'Grady in 33rd, Gilliard in 36th, and Kieran in 37th place.
Oh, both Nordic teams are headed for winter camp this week. It's a highlight of the year for the kids and a chance to really push their limits. This will be the kind of the theme for the season for the Cardinals. They are both young and inexperienced, but both teams have loads of potential. And what they achieve this year will really just be the beginning for this program.
We're a really young team.
The numbers are up for both Cardinal Nordic teams this season, but most of the skiers are sophomores or younger.
So it's a positive for the growth of our team, and so far those younger kids they're stepping up, they're doing well, they're improving, they're taking the time to learn the technique if they're new, and they're actually putting in a lot of good effort.
And that can be hard to do when you're waiting for the snow. The Cardinals were almost 3 weeks into the season before Mother Nature finally gave them some powder to play in.
We could get on wheels and stuff, but it's really different than it is on snow. We worked with what we could and working on endurance rather than technique. And now we're starting to focus more on technique now that we have the snow and stuff.
This will be a season more about building a foundation than competing for a crown. But the team's senior leaders are pushing the team to surpass people's expectations.
I'd say you just have to come out every single day and you have to work your butt off. You just have to continue to push and challenge yourself and try to get as much of the workout as you can in and do more than is needed and just go above and beyond.
True to the Coon Rapids one-team philosophy, these Cardinals plan to fly in packs this season because they know teamwork can be the key to winning on the course.
Because you'll see during races, a lot of our people will be skiing together, working each other on, pushing each other forward, and so that's how we build off of each other as a team.
We know each other, how we ski and stuff, so we know when to push each other on courses and how to maximize our times and overall team score.
With so few upperclassmen on both rosters, and with such an abbreviated start to the season, the Cardinals will need to depend on their younger teammates more than they might usually like. But Coach Green is confident this is a group ready to meet that challenge head on.
They're going to get some good, valuable experiences out of this. They're going to learn a lot about being leaders and what it's going to take to get the team to the next level. So I think they're ready for it, and I think they're a group of kids that are able to handle that.
So they have a little bit of time off, as you mentioned, there at winter camp, and that's actually some of the most challenging skiing they'll see all season. They do have an opportunity during that event to go ski on the Birkebeiner courses, which is one of the most famous cross-country skiing events in the country. But they will be back to action next Tuesday for a 7.5K skate at Woodland, and then they have a 7.5K classic at Highland Hills on Wednesday the 11th. Alpine ski team did get a race in last week. I did not get results for that. I hope to have more for you next time on Sports Night. They have their second race on Thursday the 5th and their third on Thursday the 12th. Boys basketball team is up in Grand Rapids for a tournament this week, and they're heading north after a red-hot start. The Cardinals bounced back from their first loss of the season with a road win against another section opponent. They were in Cambridge Isani on Tuesday to face a struggling Blue Jackets team, and the Cardinals made sure to fly into the holiday break with their 4th win of the year. Cardinals set the tone early. Defense leads to offense. Lionel Warner with the strip. Tyrion gets it back to him on the break. He finishes and puts first points on the board. Tie game early on, another steal for Coon Rapids. This time it's Marcel Winston getting the rip. He pushes it up court to Tyrion Johnson, and an easy finish off the glass has the Cardinals in front. Late in the half, watch Lionel Warner. Sneaky steal, and he's going full speed the other way. Finishes with a flush. Huge game for him, but Cardinals just 6 point up at the half. They're able to build on it in the second. Cambridge attacking, but the miss. Tyrion with the rebound immediately up court for Warner. Warner, a little catch and release in traffic, puts Coon Rapids on top by 10. Everything working for Warner on the night. They work it to him down low in the post, turns and scores. Blue Jackets had no answer. Warner finishes with 39 points in the game. Tyrion had a big game as well. He was just 3 points and 1 triple-double away from the 3 points and 1 assist away from the triple-double. Got the basket there. Here's Warner, another dunk on the fast break in the final minute. Cardinals cruise to the 68-51 win, and they're 4-1.
They're so exciting to watch. You know,
They're so exciting. I tripped up.
You did. And you pounded the desk before you started reading. You were excited to get into that package. But, you know, there's a lot of other pieces in Lionel Warner, but you're so impressed by his play.
Oh, absolutely.
He has such a nice inside game, and he's such a nice outside game. So, you know, he's a double threat. Teams coming in to defend him, they have their hands full. There's no question about it.
Well, and then Tyrion is just 3 points and 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Good job. Well, the second time
he was
the charm.
doing, or third. Once I slow down and collect my
You were
thoughts.
excited.
Yeah, and they spread the ball out really well. They're getting contributions from a number of guys off the bench. It's a very fun, exciting team to watch. Even if they were, say, 3-2, 2-3, 1-4, if they're competing and playing with this much energy, I'm still going to find them a fun team to watch.
No question about it.
Well, they are in Grand Rapids. They play Grand Rapids on Tuesday, and they will play Proctor on Wednesday, and then they're back to regular action. Another big section rival at St. Francis next Thursday on the 5th. We'll have results of all of those games, of course, on Sportsnight on the 9th.
Yeah, and we're getting excited about girls basketball as well, no question.
They are getting hot. I like it. A lot of excitement at the end of the show.
No question. Well, the girls basketball team, they had a little extra to celebrate during their holiday break, a big win and their captain's monumental milestone. Kaylee Porsche has been a big part of this program since her freshman year. And going into Tuesday night's game, she had 987 career points, just 13 away from 1,000. Everyone was hoping she could get it in front of the home crowd. But more importantly, the Cardinals needed a win over Henry Sibley to get back to 500. On this night, both happened. Really low scoring game early on. Porsche in the low post, able to fake left and go right for the basket. It's 3-3, almost 7 minutes into the game. Teams trading baskets through most of the first. Caitlin Ackerman led the way for the Cardinals, getting 8 of her 11 points in the first half. There was never more than a 2-point lead for either team in the first. Nice look from Porsche to find Ellie Carver down low for the easy 2. Coon Rapids up 17-15 at the half. The Cardinals opened the second with a 9-point run. Porsche hitting a big 3 off the inbound to put her 8 points in the game, 997 in her career. After she made a free throw, big moment comes off her missed free throw. Porsche gets the rebound off the backside, puts it in exactly 1,000 for her career. Cardinals were up by 14 at that point. They hold steady from there, winning 54-40. The fans help celebrate a victory that gets the Cards back to 4-4 and really celebrate an impressive career. Porsche presented with flowers and the game ball live on CTN.
So glad that we got to be there for that. I remember the excitement about her 4 years ago when she came into the program. Tall, had good skill, but still pretty raw, and now does so much more than just score to lead this team, but so much more outside of that. And to see them finding some success early in the season, a 4-4 record, obviously not perfect, but a good start to the season for them. They'll get some good competition there in Fergus Falls this week. They play Bemidji on Thursday and Fergus Falls on Friday. They return to conference action on Friday the 6th, hosting Champlain Park, and then they are at Anoka on Tuesday the 10th. But a lot of excitement in the gym for both of the basketball programs.
No questions, and we've been a big part of a lot of that, being able to be there and witnessing that, and it's been a lot of fun.
And as we flip the page into the new year, excited for what 2017 has to offer the CTN viewership. Take a look at what we have coming up for you here on CTN. That's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howard Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.
Happy New Year, everyone.